learn about verbs. Now, what are verbs? What is a verb? Verbs show action, state of being, event, and possession. It's an essential part of a sentence, and it's also known as the soul of English language. Now let's see the examples. Like, they study English grammar. Now here study shows the action. We sleep at night. Now here the sleep, this is a verb and it shows the state. We sleep at night. Next, we celebrate Diwali. Now what is Diwali? Diwali is an event. So here it is. Now have, this shows possession. That I have a big house means I possess a big house. Now let's see the different kinds of verbs. So verbs can be divided into three categories: principal, or we can call it main verb, and auxiliary verbs. Second kind is transitive and intransitive verbs, and then finite and non-finite verbs. So let's take one by one. First we'll take principal or main verbs. Now these verbs can stand alone. They are called as main verbs, so they can stand alone. For example, he wrote a letter. She arrived at 10 a.m. They have a big house. So here these verbs wrote, arrived, and have, they are main verbs. Now let's see auxiliary verbs. Now as the name suggests, it is auxiliary, or we can call it as helping verbs. So these verbs are often used with other verbs to complete the meaning of a sentence. However, they sometimes stand alone and give meaning to a sentence as the main verb. We'll see which verbs can act as helping as well as main verbs. So let's see the examples. The dog is barking. He has cleaned the room. They did not go to Agra. So now here in all these examples you will see there are two verbs, is, and the second is barking. So here this is the helping verb, or we can say auxiliary verb, which is used with the main verb bark. Same way in second example, he has cleaned the room. So now here has is the auxiliary verb and cleaned is main verb. They did not go to Agra. Now here did is auxiliary and go is main. Now we will see all these auxiliary verbs. How many kinds of auxiliary verbs are these there? Now auxiliary verbs are again of two kinds: primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. Now primary auxiliaries, they are be form, do, and have. Now be, in present tense we use is, am, are, and in past tense we use was or were. Same with do. This primary auxiliary verb is used as does and do in the present tense and did in the past tense. Same way have. In present tense we use has or have, and in past tense we use had. With singulars we use has, and with plurals we use have in the present tense. Now when the verb be, do, or have is followed by the principal verb, it is an auxiliary verb. And when these verbs occur alone in a sentence, they become the principal or main verb. Let's see the example. Rohini is a good student. Now here is, it is this verb will act as main verb. Second example, Rohini is writing a letter. Now here we will see is used as auxiliary or helping verb. It is used with write. Main verb is write, so it is used with writing. So same way they can use both the way. Same way has and have also. We'll see the examples. Next, modal auxiliaries. Now modals are used with other verbs, that is main verb, to express probability, determination, ability, possibility, wishes, and so on. Let's see examples. Radha is late. She may be sleeping. So here it is a possibility that Radha is late, she may be sleeping. So there's a possibility that she may be sleeping. We use may for possibility. Now these models we will learn separately in another video. He can drive a car. Now here there is ability. Can. He can drive a car. So there is an ability of the person that he can drive a car. Let's see more examples. You should obey your parents. This is an advice. Advice is being given that you should obey your parents. Then, may I come in? This is a permission. We ought to do our duty honestly. Now here it is obligation. I will win this trophy. Here it shows determination. The will shows determination here. Now the next verbs are transitive and intransitive verb. First we will see the transitive verbs. So a transitive verb is one that is used with an object, and it can be a noun, phrase, or pronoun that refers to the person or thing that is affected by the action of the verb. I think you all know what is an object. See, object is the word which gives the answer of what or whom in a sentence. Let's see here. He pushed the trolley. So here we are getting the answer of what he pushed. He pushed the trolley. So the trolley is object here, and pushed is transitive verb, because this verb is used with an object, means object is required with this verb. She sang a song. Now here sang is verb, and what she sang? A song. So again we are getting the answer of what? So that means a song is object here. So that is why we say that these sentences are showing that they are using transitive verbs. Now intransitive verb. Intransitive verb does not require any object to complete the meaning of the sentence, but has a complete meaning in itself. So it doesn't need any object. For example, they ran. Now this is also a complete sentence, isn't it? They ran. The child smiled. The baby sleeps. Birds fly. So all these are intransitive verbs. So these are called as intransitive verbs, which don't require any object. Now verbs like be form, that is, am, are, was, were, etc., appear, seem, and look. These verbs are incomplete verbs because they need something to be added to complete the meaning of the sentence. So they need complements. It can be any adverb, adjective, any complement to complete the meaning of the sentence. Now let's see the example. Parth is intelligent. Now here the word intelligent, it's needed to complete the meaning, Because if we say Parth is, it's an incomplete, isn't it? It's incomplete sentence. So intelligent word will be required, that is also called as complement. And what is intelligent? It's an adjective. So these form of verbs, that is be form, appear, seem and look, they are also called as incomplete verbs. Now let's see the next category, that is finite and infinite verbs. So first let us take finite verbs. Now what is a finite verb? It's a verb that has a subject and exhibits tense and numbers in a sentence. Now we can say that these verbs act as a verb or action, and it changes its form when there is a change in number or person of the subject. Like first example, we live in India. Now you will see here, we, it's first person and then plural, isn't it? We use the base form of verb with plural subjects or first person. So here we will use live. We live in India. And if it was in past tense, like we lived, so here we will see that we have changed the form of verb, isn't it? Whether it is tense or the number. Number, you see that the second example, she speaks Chinese well. Now here she, it's a singular subject and then third person also. So here the verb form will be speaks. We cannot use speak. So here we saw that the form of verb changed. Same way, if we have to write in the past tense, we have to write like she spoke Chinese, isn't it? So here these finite verbs are the verbs which can change its form. Now non-finite verbs, these are the verbs that neither have a subject nor exhibit tense and number in a sentence, and they don't act as verb but they act as noun or adjective or adverb. Yes, it does not change its form when the number or person of the subject changes. Let's see the example. Reading is my hobby. Now here read is a verb, but in this example reading is not a verb but it has become a subject, or we can say it has become a noun. Reading is my hobby. What is your hobby? Reading is my hobby. Same way, let's see the second example. Barking dogs seldom bites. Now here barking is not verb but it is an adjective, because we are describing the dogs here. Which kind of dogs seldom bite? Barking dogs seldom bite. So here barking acts as adjective, not as a verb. Now non-finite verbs are three kinds: infinitives, participles and gerunds. Now we will learn about one by one. Now infinitives, let's take first. It is the base form of a verb preceded by to, or you can say when we use to before a verb, it becomes infinitive. Means to plus verb is infinitive. For example, to meet, to come, to do, to sing. Let's see the example. I want to meet him. She likes to sing. So here we added to before meet. So now here it became infinitive. Now what are gerunds? Now gerund is the ing form of a verb, but which functions as a noun, not as a verb. So here we make a verb a gerund by using ing at the end of that verb. Like read is a verb and we can make it gerund as reading. See the example. I enjoy sailing. Swimming is a good exercise. So here sailing, swimming, these all are nouns. So we can also call it as verb noun because they are formed by verb adding ing after it. Now the third non-finite verb is participles. A participle is a word which is formed from a verb again and which can be used as an adjective. Participles are used to form tenses of the verb or as adjectives or in participle phrases. Now we will see one by one. Let's see the first example. They are playing hockey. Now here this playing is acting as a verb, isn't it? They are playing. So it is the continuous form of the tense, present continuous. So here playing is verb. See the second example. I don't like screaming babies. So here again we are describing babies here. Which kind of babies? Screaming babies. So now here screaming is not a verb but it is an adjective. Waiting outside in the train, Unnati felt annoyed. Now here it is acting as participle phrase. Now participle phrase means the group of words which don't make complete sense but something. So here participle, when the phrase has one participle, like here waiting, now it is present participle, so we can say waiting outside in the train, Unnati felt annoyed. So waiting outside in the train is participle phrase. Now there are three kinds of participles: present participles, past participles and perfect participles.